But one day, with no particular reason, in Greenbow, Alabama, I felt like running. I ran all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, and that brought me right here to South Carolina. The next time I came, when I was playing football for the University of Alabama, Coach Bear Bryant, we played in Columbia, South Carolina, the Gamecocks. We beat them, but everybody does. The next time I came to South Carolina, I came with 3 good friends of mine. We came right through Andrews to Georgetown, South Carolina, where we were looking to buy a shrimping boat. And there's a lot more I could tell you about that trip, but the preacher took so long today, I not have time to tell you about it. It's a good story, though. Trinity United Methodist Church. There's a couple of things I know about Methodists. One, you like to eat a lot. And number 2, you don't keep a preacher too long. I saw in the bulletin where this is your preacher's last day. Just saying. Mama always said a preacher's a lot like a car muffler. The older they get, the more noise they make. You look like you can make a lot of noise. But y'all all look like really good friends. You look like you get along good to each other. You care about each other. You love each other. Y'all must not have no commitments in this church. Mama always said friends are a lot like toilet tissue. You never know how much you miss them till you need some. Don't have to. Anyway, I want to tell you about some of my friends. But before I do, how many of you saw the movie in the picture show? All of you older people, I know. Well, you recognize some of them. First, there was Benjamin Buford Blue. That would be Bubba. Bubba was my special, bestest good friend in the whole wide world. That's not something you can find around every corner. He fought with me in the Army in Vietnam to protect our freedom, and he taught me everything there was to know about the shrimping business. Bubba was a real good friend. Then there was my Jenny. Well, before my Jenny, it was Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan taught me all there was to know about the Army. He took care of me. He even took care of me when I got shot in the buttocks. And he helped me take care of my money when I was in the shrimping business. And then there was my Jenny. She was my special bestest friend in the whole wide world. She taught me how to read. She taught me how to climb trees. And she taught me how to dance. I love my Jenny. Then there was Mama. Yesterday was Mama's 90th birthday. Mama took care of me when I was a little boy. She bought me my magic shoes. Mama always took up for me when people called me stupid. Mama always said, stupid is, stupid does. She took me to Greenbow Consolidated School every day and helped me with my homework. She took me to Sunday school every week and taught me all about Jesus and how he died for us. And yet, she taught me all about life. Mama always said, you got to do the best with what you got. And she said you got to put the past behind you before you can move on. And yet, Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get next. I want to tell you about another friend of mine. He wasn't in my movie. He was a preacher that came to Greenbow, Alabama. He came from West Texas. He was a good friend of mine. He told me a whole lot of stories. And he told me everything you ever want to know about West Texas. And he told me everything you ever want to know about Asbury Seminary in Kentucky. And he told me everything about all the people in the churches he had preached at before. When he came to our church, a lot more people started coming. And people started giving a lot more. He became one of my very bestest friends. And everybody in the whole church loved him so much. That's all I got to say about that. Mama always say that dying is a part of life, but I sure wish it wasn't. I remember one day when we were in Vietnam, the rain was pouring down real hard, and Bubba got shot. I picked him up and I ran and I ran and I tried to carry him as far as I could, and then I stopped and sat down. And I held his head in my lap. And the rain was pouring in his face. And I looked down at him. And he looked at me. And he died. And I cried. Then one day they told me my Jenny was sick. I went and stayed with her every day and every night, right by her side. And we talked and we laughed about things we did when we were growing up. And then one day she took my hand. She looked at me. And I looked at her. And she died. And I cried. Then one day Mama got something called cancer. She got real sick. She had to take something called chemotherapy and radiation. It made her feel real bad. She threw up a lot. And it burned her real bad. And her hair fell out. Mama always said chemotherapy is a lot like a husband. The first one's all right, but after that, you don't want no more. In July that year, the doctor said the cancer was gone. Mama started feeling better. Her hair came back, and we were all so happy. We were so glad. But on Thanksgiving Day, I think it was on the Thursday that year. Yeah. Mama wasn't feeling good. She didn't want no turkey. She had to go back to the hospital. And the doctor said the cancer had come back. And I said, Mama, what now? What are they going to do now? And she said, nothing, Forrest. I'm going to die. I stayed with her every day and every night. I tried to take care of her. And one day I said, Mama, why do you have to be sick? Why do you have to have cancer? Why do you have to die, Mama? Why? And she said, Forrest, don't be sad. Think about happy things, like Charlie Brown and Fred Flintstone, and about Jesus and how he died for us. And then she took my hand, and I looked at her. She looked at me. And she died. And I cried. I thought the whole world was caving in on me. What would I do? Who would take care of me? Who would love me? No more Bubba, no more Jenny, no more Mama. So I went to see my preacher from Texas. And he was sad for me. But then he told me he was retiring. And he wouldn't be in Greenbow anymore. And he told me how sad he was. He said he was going to miss us a whole lot. And he told me that he wasn't sure that's what God wanted him to do. So I told him what Mama said. Think about happy things, like Charlie Brown and Fred Flintstone. And how one day we'll live with Jesus forever. You know, sometimes preachers need help too. And that day I think I helped him. I know he helped me. And from then on, I'd go out at night and I could look up at the sky and the stars shining so bright. And I'd say, there's Bubba and Jimmy and Mama. And I could hear them say, we love you, Father. And I would close my eyes. And I could see my preacher from Texas. He ain't dead yet. Close. But I could see him with his grandchildren and their friends. And he was teaching them about Jesus. And he knew that he was doing what God wanted him to do. And he had the biggest smile on his face. I know all of y'all have some sad times. And some happy times too. But if you do what Mama said, and think about happy things, your sad times would be much better. And now, for no particular reason, I feel like praying. God, this is Forrest Gump. I'm not in Greenbow, Alabama today. I'm in Andrews, South Carolina, but you already know that. I've met some nice people here. They care about each other. They love each other. They love their pastor. But there's some sad people here today. I pray that they will understand that all of this is in your hands. All of this is a part of your plan. And there'll be great things for Trinity Church to come. And I just pray that you will love Jeff Roper as much as you love Ben Gafford. Lord, I pray for Ben and his family, and for him, his mind to be at peace. Because the decision he made was through the love and faith that he had in you. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. That won't be so bad. I really enjoyed being with you today. I appreciate you having me. Before I leave, there's three things I want you to remember. Number one, keep on caring about each other. Number two, keep on loving each other. And number three, keep on loving Jesus and tell somebody about him. Because Mama said so. Thank you very much.
Thank you.